NASCAR Canadian Tire Series flagman John Gibbs has the green in hand here at Riverside. Jeff Lapsevich in his number 23 Tim Hortons Impala leads the field as we get set for the third restart of the day here on lap 161 of the Komatsu 300.
Lots of action down into turn one. We got to bring you up to speed. Hathaway in the 3 received a free pass, and that means that he could not make his pit stop and take on tires. Everyone has 4 fresh tires except for the 23 of Lapsevich, the 02 of Mix, and the 27 of Ranger. They only took on left side tires. That could become a factor later on.
And they are the top 3 cars here in your running order. Check out where your favorite driver is running with the ticker along the top of the screen. You see Ranger sliding up the raceway just a little bit as Beauchamp Jr. tucked in behind your points leader.
A lot of good Chisholm out there on the outside. Him and Gaunt going at it there, but Chisholm knows his way around here better than any of us.
Well, John Gaunt with those 4 fresh Goodyears underneath the high-tech drilling number 12, having a great run, working for 5th spot. That's the battle there with Donald Chisholm. And NASCAR's already penalized Scott Steckley and Mark Dilley for infractions during that last round of pit stops.
Well, the 23 doing really well just on left side tires, and Kerry Mix having the run of the season so far right there in second place.
Yeah, you think about the 23, the Tim Hortons Impala, that car at St. Eustache, first time out was wadded up very, very heavily. A battle for 4th now between Gaunt and the Mopar Dodge of Ron Beauchamp as Beauchamp gets pushed up a couple lanes.
Wow, that'll raise his blood pressure. The 12 gets into the left rear of the 60.
And Todd standing by pit side with some clarification on those penalties. Todd?
Fellas, here's the update on those last round of pit stop penalties that have shuffled the order. The 22 of Scott Steckley penalized for speeding on pit road. He was sent to the back of the longest line but remains on the lead lap. Mark Dilley was penalized for passing a car entering pit lane. It dropped him a lap down. He is the first car 1 lap down to the rest of the field.
Wow, he's on a mission. He's getting around here really well. We documented that earlier, how good that car is handling. And he's got 4 fresh Goodyears on that car. Mark will be on a mission. Not only that, he's in line for the next free pass award if we get another caution. So Dilley just trying to hang in that position as we have a change for 3rd spot between the 27 of Andrew Ranger. John Gaunt, the car on the move now, the high-tech drilling Dodge Avenger. Take a look at him go underneath now, the 02 of Kerry Mix. Well, he was pretty quiet in the first part of this race. Now he's starting to light it up.
Clear by 5.
Andrew Ranger still trying to hold off the 02 of Kerry Mix. As Mix tries to battle back underneath the 27, Donald Chisholm, and now Joey Hansen gets pushed to the outside as the 60 of Beauchamp goes through, and Steckley is down pit lane. Looks like problems on the Canadian Tire Dodge Avenger.
Not good news when you bring out the jack and the jack stands. The technicians are looking underneath the back of the car. We do not have a report yet as what's wrong with that car.
Yeah, no leaking fluid, so no caution yet. But Steckley is losing laps on pit lane as we ride on board with Mark Dilley.
Well, he doesn't want to get pinned behind the lap car. His car is way too fast to get held up. He's just got to be patient, get through traffic, and keep ahead of the 60 and the 02.
You can see him trying to push ahead Dexter Stacey in the 55. Now Mark Dilley will jump to the outside to try and get clear of the Pontiac Grand Prix driven by Dexter Stacey. Ron Beauchamp Jr. is going to follow him through this in the front of the field, though. John Gaunt has caught your leader, the 23 of Jeff Lapsevich. And missing from this battle at the front. He'd been there all race long. The 22 of Scott Steckley. Looks like he's out of this one. Todd's there. Todd?
Scott Steckley climbing out of the car. Difficult afternoon. It looks like it's something in the rear end that's put you out.
Yeah, the Canadian Tire car, it was great today. We were just sort of cruising there, but I think we lost a set of rear end gears.
Well, that happens on these race cars. You turn so much gear on this little racetrack. The pinion, well, that's the pinion ratio to the crown ratio. They create a lot of heat. If the cooler isn't bang on and the setting isn't bang on, it'll burn up the gear.
Yeah, you can see the fluid on the bodywork of the tow truck and a box Dodge Avenger. So it looks like Steckley's day is done as Lapsevich continues to hold off a hard-charging white Avenger of John Gaunt. But Lapsevich having a race of the season here in Riverside. Back here at Riverside Speedway, but if you're ever driving through Petitcodiac, New Brunswick, be sure to make a stop at the Maritime Motorsports Hall of Fame. East Coast has a great history of racing and racers. Ernie McLean and his group have a great setup there, and you should stop in and see it.
Joking inside, Jeff. Let him go. Let him go. Here's 1 lap down.
That's Billy Knowles telling them Mark Dilley's a lap down. No sense racing him. Let him go. Let him dig.
And that is going to push Mark Dilley back in the lead lap if he can clear the 23 of Jeff Lapsevich. But look who is trying to follow along that Dodge Avenger, the number 9. It's John Gott. He's been hard charging ever since the last pit stop.
Well, Lapsevich doesn't want to race the 9, but he also doesn't want to give up the spot to the 12 as well.
Inside.
Oh, there goes Gott into the door. The 23 in trouble on the 12 car of John Gott. He's slowing.
Oh, he's either got a flat right front or he broke the tie rod, one or the other. He got hard into the 23.
And he's having trouble getting around this Riverside Speedway. You can see the car not sitting right, and he'll dive for pit lane this time. The high-tech drilling number 12 of John Gott, and the tire seems to be up, so it's a problem with the right front.
Well, the tires look like they're pointing different directions when he comes to the pit. He's knocked the toe in. Probably a tire. Oh, look at it. The left front's towed in. It's definitely a toe-in problem. Damage to the 12 after contact with the 23.
Heartbreak for that team. That car was super fast. John Gott was on a mission. Take a look.
There it was. He got into the left rear coming through the corner and knocked the toe in out on the 12.
Just a little nudge. Just an innocent little nudge. How many times in a race the two cars bang together and have nothing happen? John Gott racing for the lead here in Riverside, Nova Scotia, and he's got problems that's going to put him many laps down.
Well, the problem, Dave, is when you got the wheel turned to the left, it exposes the right rear trailing edge of the right front tire. He slides up into the other car, and that tends to straighten the wheel out. So you picture it's turned out, and all of a sudden it's forced to straight. Well, it bends the tire rods and spindle, and now the car doesn't track straight.
Well, problems for John Gott equals good news for Jeff Lapsevich in the 23 car. He continues to lead. There's a good look at Donald Chisholm, who's currently running in the 4th spot, having a very, very solid afternoon here in Riverside, Nova Scotia.
Kerry Mix down the bottom. He started 8th, and now that's for 5th position.
Good spot for the 02 of Kerry Mix, and the 9 of Mark Dilley is coming. He sits in 6th position after racing his way back in the lead lap, and Dilley is on the move now.
Make no mistake, been watching this car all day. It's the best car through the middle of the corner, and Mark's been on a mission to get all the track position back that he lost on that penalty.
And Vortex brake pads, snap-on tools, Dodge Avenger of Jason Hathaway sits in 7th position. He is the final car on the lead lap, and John Gott has made his way down to the infield, and Todd's there.
Collins, more heartbreak for Johnny Gott to that number 12 car. You see the scuff on the right front. There's damage to the toe and the front end parts. They changed the tire hoping that there was only a tire problem, but more work obviously needs to be done.
Well, that's right, Todd. We mentioned it during the broadcast, and we watched it replay, and it just does not take much to knock a spindle or the toe out on these fast race cars.
Well, taking a look back at the front of the field, the 23 of Jeff Lapsevich continues to lead. The 27 of Andrew Ranger is running 2nd. Then it's the 60 of Ron Beauchamp Jr. He sits in 3rd spot. Continuing under green here at Riverside Speedway in the Komatsu 300.
We torture tested 2 cars.
Welcome back to the Komatsu 300, the 12th race in the 2009 NASCAR Canadian Tire Series, presented by Mobil 1. Jeff Lapsevich and his Tim Hortons Impala has led since lap 156 here on lap 250. The Ford of Andrew Ranger is on a charge and looking for the lead.
Well, we talked about it earlier. Billy Burns, his crew chief, tell him just to race the racetrack and don't get involved. But it looks like he just said, you know what? That Tim Hortons car has led enough. It's time for this Walmart Tide car to go to the front.
Well, the 3 of Jason Hathaway drops to the inside, lets the leaders go by. Hathaway in 7th position. He is now a lap down, so 6 cars remain on the lead lap.
Well, Dave, the action's fast and furious up front. But one thing I want y'all to remember at home, the 23 and the 27 have only stopped for left sides and fuel. They do not have fresh right side tires, so it's amazing they can keep this pace up.
Yeah, with 53 laps to go, we've been green for over 100 laps, so those tires must be screaming.
Well, the right sides take the most abuse for sure, and you know what? With these coil bind setups, we do put left sides on a little more than we used to. But that car right there, the 60 of Ron Beauchamp Jr., has been chewing up the right rear of that car. Major horsepower down the straightaway, and the 2 cars out front are driving away.